All right, we're live on the RWC Toyman's channel. We were live over on Fish's channel for a little bit. We are doing some 3D printing. And of course, we are printing off a mermaid. So once the mermaid is done, I will be posting pictures up on, or Fishy will be posting pictures up on what she is, what I have printed on her channel. So obviously I'm going to have to adjust the camera because the build is getting a little bit higher. And of course I screwed the camera up. Just hang on. There we go. Now that we got the camera back in a small, somewhat position, but anyways, we are building the mermaid here, so we're just gonna kind of watch that 3D print happen. We'll see who joins in on the chat. And what have we got left on the mermaid? Let's see. We have now been printing for 2 hours and 42 minutes. We have an hour and 38 minutes left to print. This print takes 750 layers, and out of the 750 layers, we have laid down 352 layers. So instead of model trains on the RWC Toyman's channel, we're going to do some 3D printing for a while because I have very little room to set my layout up, and I do miss my trains. Oh, and I see little Miss Fishy is here. Go Fish Office. Good to see you, honey. I thought I stopped by a while, get ready for bed. Well, there you go. Well, thank you for stopping by, honey. So as you can see, that murder, we started right from where it looked like pink vomit there for a little while, as someone said. So I gotta position that camera a little bit better. We're kind of a little cockeyed there. There we go. Oh, that's better. Kind of straighten it out so we don't look so damn crooked. Oh, there we go. That's better. It's still a little, oh well. My camera's sitting on a tripod, so. You're welcome. Look at my beautiful fishy. There we go. Look at that. So eventually, all these pieces are going to meet up with each other. As you can see, it's already building the supports to support everything. I should have got one of these 3D printers a long time ago, but then of course I've heard a lot of horror stories about them. Oh, you got to level this. You got to put this together, and it's just like you do more tinkering around than you do with printing. But now with this, now 3D printers have come a long way since then. You know, auto bed leveling and everything else. You just basically take it out of the box, assemble it a little bit, not a whole lot of assembly. Plug it in, hook it up to your Wi-Fi, and boom, start printing. It's just basically plug and play. But being a beginner, since I am a beginner at 3D printing, it's I've been doing a lot of printing and printing off a lot of different models. Getting to know the printer. I've tried printing really small stuff, which failed, so I knew I can only go to a certain size. So then eventually, I've been looking at resin printers as well. So, which is a little bit messier, but and Go Fish Office says I'm doing great. Thank you, honey. Thank you. So I figure we started this print when we were on Go Fish Office channel, streamed earlier. Uh, she's getting ready for bed because she's got to get up in the morning, go to church and everything. I thought, well, I'll continue on with the stream with the printing of the mermaid. But once it's all done, uh, the finished product will be posted up on Fishy's channel. She'll put that on her community page. And I'm using basically a tricolor, so 3 different color PLA, which is all mixed in, as you can see from the spool, which has got mauve, purple, and pink into it. So it transitions the color wherever, I guess wherever it wants. So right now it's using a lot of purple. It started off with the pink, transitions into the purple. But we'll see what the finished product looks like. As you can see, all the supports that are there, all those round tubes that are holding everything up, I have to break those out. Those are all breakaways. Into what's going on? Into good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you hit that thumbs up. Yeah, so we're printing off a mermaid. Is what we're doing. I seen this file, so I thought I'll download the file and put it into the Creality slicer and slice it up and transferred it over. So I did an OC up. You mean an octopus? Let's see. I did 2 articulated dragons off this printer, and I also did a King Cobra articulated snake. I did a Godzilla, a Predator, Mandalorian, and a few other things. Some dragon heads, a cat. I printed off a cat. All right, so let's see. Let's switch back to cameras. We'll switch back to the printer in a minute. So I printed off the cat, which is the PLA that's printing right now. Of course, I keep dropping everything. It's so damn slippery. So look at that. Like that cat turned out really nice. Nice. No flaws, no nothing, no layer lines. Like I came out really, really nice. I really like that cat. I think I'm going to print this off a couple more times. Now, I used some Sunlu silk PLA, 2 different colors. And this thing, and I did a dragon's head on a shield. I thought, I kind of like the looks of the dragon head, so I thought, yeah, I got to print one of these off. Look at that. Look how that turned out. And then when we flip it around to the other side, nice, right? Look at that. That turned out really good. So now the Cobra that I did, of course, I got it printing. I got it sitting in a base that I printed off. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to put the Cobra in the vase. So here's what I printed off, and here, look at that. Now here's the Cobra. There we go. Look at that. This is the Sunlu silk PLA. Really, it turned out really nice. Look at it. I'm really impressed with the for my first 3D printer. But, here's the back of the Cobra, and of course I printed out the tongue in black. Look at that. That's awesome. We'll just put that back in where it's supposed to go. Get it sitting right. I had it sitting right until I moved it. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Oops. All right. There we are. Anyways, so I did print off a Godzilla. I did it in white because I do have an airbrush, and I am going to paint this guy. So there we go. So we printed off a Godzilla. That turned out really nice. And then I thought, well, I got this 3 different color PLA. So I thought, let's Godzilla is out looking for a date. So he's got to look good, right? So oh, this is how he turned out. There we are. And I thought, I am a Star Wars fan, and I still have to buy some glue and put this thing together. what I did print out, where's the other part? Oh, there. Printed this out and printed out like this. So now I have to put the two pieces together. So I got myself a nice little X-Wing fighter. There we go. So I'll print it out like this, standing up. And everything, there was no hairs or nothing. All the layers were great. It's a good torture test for your printer, apparently, printing one of these. The other thing I printed off was the Maloney, the Falcon from Star Wars. So I had to print that. I'm going to paint this one as well. That's why I printed it off in white. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get creative. I printed one off in gray, too. I also printed off one that's, this is basically the Incredible Hulk look. So there we go. Printed that off. And then, of course, when I seen this, I thought, well, I got to print that base off. So I printed that base off because, look at that. That turned out really good. So, got to have a Predator, because I like this movie. I've seen this movie many a times. So I thought, yeah, I got to have a Predator. So there we go. So there's a Predator. And of course, like I said, being a Star Wars fan that I am, I thought when I seen The Mandalorian, I thought, well, I'm going to print one of those off. There we go. That came out really nice. Like I said, so what I look for is layer, and there's no layer lines at all through this whole model. This model turned out really nice. And of course, I have a Darth Vader bust that I printed off. Actually, I printed two of them off. One I got stuck hanging on a wall. Put double-sided tape on them. I stuck them on the wall. And then when I printed it the second time, I made sure I printed the base off. So there's the base right here. Then Darth Vader just sits on there. There we go. So, and the other two bases that I printed off with the Silk PLA is this Chinese dragon base. Look at that. Just slowly turn it, and it starts transitioning into different colors. Different colors. Like, it's the detail that it's really picked up. That turned out really nice. I'm very happy with that. Now, I printed another one of those bases off with the PLA that we're using right now, and this is how this one turned out. Look at that. Like, there we go. Yeah, my house is going to be full of all kinds of stuff. I've already had water in these, and they don't leak. Just wanted to make sure, right? So I've been printing up a storm with that PLA that's in the printer right now. This is how the dragon heads turned out. So I printed a lot of the dragon heads out. Some green ones, I got black ones, I got white ones, I got gray ones. Here are the gray ones. But when I tried the Silk PLA, this is the very first thing I printed was this. And I like how that turned out. Like, look at that. depending on how the light hits it, what color it's going to show. Like, when you turn it, look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Now, I did print off some wolves. And where are my wolves? Oh, yeah, here we go. Now, these are towel holders, so you stick the towel in here and it holds it. There you go. So that's how that turned out. And that's the PLA that I'm using right now. It's the tricolor. So then I printed another one off, and this is how this one turned out. See, it just keeps changing all the time. So there you go. Yeah, I've had a lot of failures. I just kind of took the failures and I threw those out. And I had more successful prints than I did failed prints. So I've only had five? Yeah, five failed prints, and basically I got stuff all over the frickin' place. I even printed out some spice racks. This is the original size, so I had to resize that because my bottles were a little bit bigger than what the spice rack is. So I had to basically stretch it out a bit, and I did, and that turned out really, really good. So I've had a lot of good luck so far, but you know, just to do torture test, I printed off a tugboat and the silk PLA. And of course, I printed off a bunch of benchies. My articulated dragon that I printed off, I came out not bad. I kind of like the looks of it. So there we go. And then, of course, I printed off some clip over ear butterfly earrings just to see how it's going to do with prints like that. I tried to do something else. What was it? Some wolf art. That print failed. It didn't adhere to the bed like this did. So that was a failed print. I tried to do a wing dragon. Of course, here's another failed print. This one's failed right here. You can see there's something missing. All right, one of these things are missing. So it's a little bit too thin. So it needs to be a little bit thicker as for a butterfly. So this is basically wall art, but that's a failed print right there. So, and then of course I printed off a bunch of the cell phone holders here. Boom, put your cell phone in it. Right, it sits there. So there we go. So there we are. No, I have not had any blockage in the tip as of yet. I've only had the printer for about 4 weeks now, so right now I'm just using just PLA and silk PLA. I am going to start getting into PETG because I want to build stuff that's supposed to. You can't put this outside in the sunlight or it's going to melt, right? So I want to print off some stuff for the garden and stuff. So, shit like that, right? So. So Now, I've been looking at other printers to move on. I've been looking at the Creality High, which comes with the what is it, the CMS or whatever, where you can put up to 16 different colors of filaments in the CMS, but you have to have a bunch of them all hooked together, so you can change color. The only problem with doing the printer with changing colors, you're going to have a lot of waste. There's a lot of drawbacks on that. Seeing as how I have a printer that takes one single color, I can change the color anytime I want and have very little waste, but it's time consuming and you got to pause your print and then change the filament, extrude it out, make sure the color changes, and then continue on. And then I got thinking, if it cools down too much, then the model's going to lift up from the heat bed and it's going to go all over the place. You're going to have a failed print. So I thought, we'll just stick to one color for right now until I get to the next stage of doing multicolored prints. So I was going to get the Bamboo Labs printer, but apparently when I tried to buy it, the credit card company seemed to have a problem with this company. I thought, oh, okay, whatever. And then I started looking at other printers, and then I started researching Creality, and I liked what I heard, and a lot of good positive feedbacks on this company. And then when I seen it, I thought, well, I'll go to my local computer store, go on the website, and see if they sell this. And sure enough, it was they have they had the Creality Ender 3 V3, and it was on sale. I thought, wow, $200 off on that. Yeah, okay. I scooted up the next day and picked it up. So there we go. So now I do have a Tinkercad and everything all downloaded. Um, I've been monkeying around with it here and there, trying to get to know the program so I can start designing my own stuff. Now my girlfriend, Goldfish Office, she's an artist. Now we can probably take some of her paintings and 3D scan it, and then put it into the slicer and make 3D prints out of her artwork. And she's a phenomenal artist. So let's go back and check on the. Oh, look at that! Boy, it's really getting bigger. There we go. All right. So how many layers have we got done so far? Let's see. All right. So we're 67% done. Remaining time is an hour and 13 minutes. Filament used is 16.62 millimeters. Time used so far has been printing for 3 hours and 8 minutes. And we have 444 layers laid out of the 750. So this is the mermaid that I'm printing off. Then the fun job becomes when you got to start breaking out all these supports that you see in front of the model. All those little round towers or square towers, however it looks on your camera or on your computer screen. All those towers got to be we have to break out. And then, of course, the bottom build plate's got to come off. Yeah. So now I've also looked into resin printers as well. So that's the other thing that I'm gonna, because I want to print some really small stuff. So you can only go so small with a 3D printer, because I tried printing something really small with a 3D printer, like an F1 little car, a little tiny thing. It it failed right off the get go. So I thought, yeah, well, that's a little too small. So now the build size on this, the bed is 220 by 220 by 250 on the Ender 3v3. And it didn't take long to set up. It only took me 15 minutes to put everything together, and I had it up and running. Yeah. Well, yeah. As I get more printers, I'll be moving up to the bigger and better printers. So I'm seriously looking at the Creality High, because it comes with that EMS. So you can put 4 different color spool filaments into it. It'll change color, and like I said, you'll have a lot of waste, but it is what it is. For small stuff, I'll use the under 3 and use a single color. Now there is the Ender 3 V3 Plus, which is a little bit bigger than this one. Looked at that one for a while too, and then I thought, well, I'll get this one because it's a little bit small. Of course, that was on sale too, so I got to look at the price point for what I can afford, right? So, so basically, if you're gonna buy a 3D printer and you want to print with multicolors, you're better off buying the combo instead of paying separately for them, because you know what? It's cheaper to get the combo than it is to buy it separately, because you're saving anywhere between $150 to $200. And the one thing I like about the Creality High is you can put up to 16 different colors into that printer. Of course, you have to buy all the EMSs that support the 4 rolls, right? So you're going to have 4 of these things, 4 rolls in each, to make up 16 different rolls, and daisy chain them together, and then all the sensors and everything. It just does everything for you. It changes the filament. Don't worry, it does the cutting. But like I said, you're going to have a lot of waste with doing a multi-colored print. Yeah, don't rush into anything. Like you said, I've been researching this for a little bit before I got into 3D printing, and I researched Creality for a little bit longer too, as well. While it's long, I started looking at Bamboo Labs, and I liked the results of theirs. And then I thought, well, I was trying to buy it. Apparently, like I said, the credit card company had a problem with it, and I said, oh, okay. I started looking at, come across Creality, and I start looking at Everling, uh, watching a lot of videos, reviews on the Creality and the V3 Plus. So I had a lot of good reviews, good recommend for a beginner's printer. This is a good printer to have, and they're right because I've had a lot of good luck with it. I have no complaints over this printer at all. It's been a good printer. Yeah. Well, then too, yeah, yeah. Use the ink until it's gone. There you go. So now uh, we do have a circuit cutter and a multicolored ink printer that Fishy has got because she is starting up a sticker business. We can also make stuff that goes on the side of your mug, for vinyl and stuff. So she does have a circuit cutter for that. We're trying to do this 3D printing business and getting into everything. So everything takes a little bit of time to get into it. And like I said, she is an artist, and we'll be designing a lot of original stuff that we can sell. And taking her paintings and turning them into wall art or 3D art. Make We're going to be making coasters, all kinds of things. So eventually, is what's going to happen. I'm probably going to end up with a print farm with all these different models, and each printer is going to be designated to print out a certain model in a certain color. That's it. But all the files that I've been printing, these are all free files. I didn't have to pay for them. I don't take credit for the design. It's the designer who takes all the credit. I'm just printing these off just to get to know my printer. just to see what it's capable of doing and what it can't do. So and don't forget to hit that thumbs up, everybody. That's great for the algorithm. Now, I didn't change any of the settings in the slicer file. I just used the original settings, so we'll see how it turns out. Of course, there's different types of supports. You can use tree supports or whatever supports on that wall. I'll try I'll try this model out and see how easy the breakaways are going to come off. And if I have problems with it, I'll print the model again, but then I'll change the support columns. And I can resize this model too. Once I put it in the slicer, I can resize it. I can make it larger. I can make it smaller, make it taller. It's just getting to know the programs, the slicing, how the slicing works, and just basically figuring things out, right? So, and once you get things figured out, you just like, ah, when you start designing your own stuff, printing is going to be a breeze, you know, hopefully. But you still might have some fails down the road because you're not going to have a perfect print every time. So, you know, like I said, I had a few fails, so it's like disappointing. I thought, yep, well, there was a waste of filament. Yeah, I shouldn't have printed that one off, but oh well, it happens. No good getting mad at it. You just well, all right, back to the drawing board. So you know not to print that file off again because it's not working. Because something in the file is missing, and you re-download that file and it's still missing, so the file is incomplete somewhere. I've already had that problem with the. I wanted to do a Walmart, a wall mount dragon's head bottle opener, and I was watching the printer. I thought, well, yeah, it's doing this thing, and the next thing you know, it's like it's in between the two pieces that it's printing, and it's not printing anything. It's just basically the film is just dropping down on the bed and not doing anything. And I'm like, there's got to be a file missing. So I stopped the printer, went back to the file, deleted the file out of my system, went back and re-downloaded that file and tried it again, and it kept doing the same thing. So there's something missing in that file. So I thought, you know what? I've had 2 tries at it. I'm not going to try it again because I'm not going to be wasting any more filament. Yeah. All right. So that was a bad choice. So by looking from the camera, it looks like I have to clean my the printing head rods off because they're getting a little black. So I'm gonna have to clean those off and probably put some more lubricant on them. And check the two bottom rods that the bed is sliding back and forth on. Now, the one thing I like about the Creeley, I can change the size of the printing head and get the. So I'm going to start getting into different size printing heads to print different size models and stuff. So, like I said, being a beginner, getting to know it, pushing it to its limits, what you can and can't do with it. The next step is when you're doing trying to start a 3D printing business, it's trying to figure out the cost. All right, you gotta, you look at the cost of the roll of filament that you're buying, how much is on there, and then you got to figure out, okay, how much time did that take to print, how much filament to use, and what did it cost, and how much can I sell it for? So you got to divide all that and everything. So. All right, Go Fish Office just put out a video that we talked about earlier. So everybody go over there and go watch that video and leave a comment and leave a thumbs up. And all right, honey, love you too. Boy, that mermaid's really getting up there in height. Yep, I'll watch it later. No worries there, honey. Don't worry, I'll watch it. All right, let's check the progress on the print. Let me switch over to another page. And let's see how far we've gotten so far. We are at 78% done. We have 51 minutes and 10 seconds left to print. out of the 750 layers it takes to make this model, we have used 520 layers as already been printed. We've used 18.38 millimeters of filament. So we're almost done. So basically 3/4 done. That's going to be a cool looking model when it's done. I can tell you that. Oh yeah. If I like how it turns out, I'll print another one of these off. And every time I print one off, the colors, and I'll use the same PLA, the colors are going to keep getting, will start changing and be different. And it all depends on how the print head, where the colors are coming out, and how the print head puts it on. So, and that thing's got 2 cooling fans in it. How are you into? How am I into what? I don't know. How am I into what? You're supposed to be going to bed and going to sleep, honey. You just got to get up for church in the morning. And of course, as it lays a few layers, don't forget it moves up a bit, right? Oh yeah, almost forgot to mention. I did print myself off a toothbrush holder and razor holder, and for toothpaste and everything. Um, I tried one model and it just kept failing. I thought, you know what? And I seen this other model where it's actually I had to put it together and it just snaps together. That turned out really good. And I printed that out in black. I got that sitting in my bathroom. Oh, and I printed off some shower curtain hooks as well too. So that was a money saver right there. All I did was just copy the one hook and just basically print 3 of them off at a time. Yeah. Well, yeah, some models do take a bit of time. Other ones you can print within 15 minutes, like a Benchy, like you said. Once I got the printer all set up and fired, the first thing I printed off was a Benchy. That only took 14 minutes. So let's see, how are we doing now? Oh wow, look at that. We're at 80% done now. Remaining time 44 minutes and 44 seconds. Now I just flipped. Yeah, 44 minutes and 41 seconds now. I just flipped again. So yeah, we're getting there. We're at 82% done now. So wow. At some point, these printers be fast for sure. Yeah, well, considering what goes on and how quick this thing moves, I'm pretty impressed with it. Some prints may take 3 or 4 days to do, depending on how big the model is and how complex it is. But if you got small models, it's 8 hours, 4 hours. The one thing I like about these printers is it's on Wi-Fi and I can control it from my phone, so I could be at work surfing through some different files while I'm waiting to get unloaded. I think, well, I kind of like the looks of that model, and I start downloading it into the printer, and the printer will start doing its thing. But I still have to buy a camera for this because right now I'm using one of my webcams. So there is a camera that I can hook up to it. That's the one thing I like about the Creality High because it's got a built-in camera, so you can keep an eye on your print as it's printing and have a look at it once in a while. If you see it starting to mess up, then you can stop it and then clean the mess up when you get home. So when I do my 3D printing, I do it when I'm present because I check on it and have a look, make sure it's printing okay. Because every once in a while, it'll drop globs of filament on where it's not supposed to go, and then next thing you know, if you don't catch it and it prints over it, now you've got an imperfection in your model because of the little lump all of a sudden. And the important thing is, the very, very important thing is to keep your filament as dry as possible. So any moisture that gets on the filament or gets into the filament, yeah, you're not going to have good results. So Well, it is Sunday here. It's Sunday where you are. It's Sunday here. Yeah, it's 1:38 in the morning here in Ontario, Canada. We are in on the North American continent. So into which part of the world are you in? Where are you living? You in the States? Are you across the pond in the UK or whatever you are? Or somewhere around the world? Or do you live somewhere in the northern Ontario where you're getting a lot of freaking snow? I live in the southwestern Ontario, so that's where I am. Not a great gamer is here. What's going on? Not a great gamer. Good to see you, brother. Oh, you're in the Netherlands. Oh, nice. Okay, there you go. I know some people in the Netherlands. What do you think, gamer? What do you think of my 3D printer, man? No, there's a tiny flat country. Okay. Yeah, well, it's flat where I am here too. So. Sorry, Into. We both live in the flatlands. So, how you been, gamer? Are things going good in your life? Everything all right? hope the rest besides with gaming is going great. Yeah, yeah. I hope gamers doing good. I hope everybody's doing good. You know, the way things are going, but it's a little depressing at times. But hey, just worry about what you're doing. Don't worry about what's going on around the world. I guess, or try not to. What do I want to put myself a little drum kit? Yeah, there we go. So it's a little more quiet. Yeah, yeah. I know, gamer. I miss my drums. So I got them packed away because I'm in a place where I can't set them up because it's a little too small. So it is what it is. I'll be setting them up again one day and playing away. So well, I took it into and gamer know each other, which is kind of cool. All right, nice. Let's see. What's how much more do we got for the mermaid? The mermaid. There, we're 88% done. All right, 31 minutes and 34 seconds to go. So it's almost finished. Yeah, talking chess for decades now. Long old friends. Yep, there we go. Yeah, gamer's a good friend. Yeah. Gamer's got a lot of great sayings when he's on his stream. When you go into the chat, makes me laugh every freaking time I go over there. But then again, he is in the UK, and I do have UK descent because my parents are from the UK. So I have that English dry sense of humor like everybody else has over there. Yeah. There's Gamer, and Gamer's got dildos on his mind again. Boy, that model is really getting tall. Holy, I didn't realize how high it was getting. I just went and had a closer look at it. It's going to be fun breaking all these apart supports out. Oh, there's Fishy. I thought, Fishy, you were supposed to be sleeping. What's going on? You still awake? Still watching? I was thinking, but I think it's starting to change color. A little bit, but not too much. Still printing out the purple. Yeah, it's solid, all right. All right, how are we doing now? Let's see, what's the percentage? We're at 88% done. 24 minutes to go. And we have printed out of the 750 layers, 619 layers have been printed already. So it takes a little bit. 92% done now. It just flipped over. So we're at 92% now. Nice. All right, just to show you, here's what I'm looking at when I look at the computer. It's telling me exactly what's going on right here. All right. So here's what it's telling me. All right, how many layers? There's the layers, is what it looks like. Remaining time. Filament used already. The filament needed, which is here. The nozzle temperature is at 230 degrees Celsius. The bed temperature is at 45 degrees Celsius. We got both fans running. So it's got your fans running. Now I can pause the print and change filaments whenever I want. But this is what I'm looking at, right? Is right here. So there we go. And we're at 93% done. So we're almost finished. As you can see, I'm going to fall asleep. Hurry up, finish up. Yep. Okay. Yes. See, yes. Making sure you're behaving. LOL. No, I know you will. Just so cool. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I'm happy to see Gamer, but earlier what I said was why I'm still up. Oh, probably missed it. Scrolling back, but I'm not sure what you're saying. Anyways, probably missed it. My bad. I know one thing: when this 3D print is done, I'm going to bed. I'll break all the supports out when I get up in the morning. Then we'll take some pictures of the model once all the supports are breaking out. Once I got to remove all the supports, we'll take some nice pictures of it. Fishy will have that up on our community page because I'll send all the photos over there to Fishy to put up. You see as how when we started the stream on Go Fish Office, that's when the 3D printer was going. So now I did have to stop the printer on the first go around because it left some lumps that shouldn't have been there. So I stopped the printer, removed everything, uh, reset the machine, and then started printing the file again. Feels like you should put the air conditioner on for a couple of minutes. Well, get under the blankets. Get the covers and sleeping bag out. There you go. Okay, heater's on high and under the blankets. There you go. Well, I guess I won't be waking up too early in the morning, that's for sure. All right. Where are we at with the model? Okay. Let's do a refresh. We're 97% done. Oh, wow. Look at that. 691 layers have been laid out of the 750. It says remaining time 12 minutes and 52 seconds. Well, we'll see if that's correct. Well, might make it to the end, but not sure. Well, yeah. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to the end either. I'm getting tired too. It's like, hurry up, print. Come on. Well, I know one thing for sure. I'm not going to be breaking out the supports as soon as it's finished. I'm just going to leave it and let it cool down, and then I'm going to bed as soon as it's done. That means I'll be ending the stream when it's all done. Things should mess up now. No, things ain't gonna mess up now. Stop. Come on, Into. What's with the negativity, man? What's going on? Uh, Yeah, let it hurt now. There you go. Yeah. You mean in 10 minutes? Yeah, whatever. That's all good. No worries, man. No worries. We're almost done. Let's see. What are we getting at now? We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Holy shit. I can't believe we're getting closer to the finish. We are at, what are we at? 99% done. We have 9 minutes and 42 or 39 seconds now. It just flipped. So 9 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Almost done. As soon as this done, I'm going to bed. I gotta get some freaking sleep. I'm wondering more than you. Just saying. Not sure why you're shaking in your chair. I don't know. What, you got a nervous problem or what? What's going on? You know? Hmm. Or somebody trying to be a comedian. You need to get some new material, man. Uh, oh, it looks like it's doing the finishing touches. I think we're good so far. I got to inspect the whole thing. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? When I take pictures, then you can inspect it. How's that? Oh, guess what? It's done. There we go. The mermaid is all finished. There we go. There we go. All right, so I'm going to turn it around, and this is what the back side looks like of the mermaid. I'm not going to break any of the supports out yet. I'm just going to let it cool down a bit more. I took it off the plate. So we have all these supports here that got to be busted out. All these got to be broken out, and this big one. This big one here, this one here, and the one there, it looks like it's almost going up her ass. Well, there's two of them there. Yeah, that turned out really nice. I kind of like that. All, and there's supports right underneath her chin, right here in between her chin and, well, there's two supports already gone. I already broke two of them out. There we go. I took some supports out already. You know what? Fuck it. There we go. Now she's looking better, isn't she? Look at that. So we'll take the rest of the supports out when I go to, after I wake up. That's enough right now. So anyways. All right, the mermaid is finished. I am going to bed. I am ending the stream. So guess what, people? Thank you for coming by and giving me the thumbs up and everything. And it was great. It's been a slice. Catch everybody later. I'm going to bed. Good night, all. Later. In the stream, jackass. Well, that's what we're doing.